Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Welcome home, Brains. There's only one requirement to hang out on the edge, is that you open your big brain and close your small mind. Did you bring your thinking caps? It's time to put them on, because the conversation starts now. Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. How you doing today? You're at the spot, the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, there she is, and the responses are never dull. Today we are going to be visiting with Anita Hafner. Now, Anita has a gift. It's the art of connection, relationships, communication, that consistent, conscious conversation that we have with self. How do we connect? How do we stay in alignment and synchronicity? We talk about this all the time, but people are still playing small. And what we want to do is we want to raise the frequency to the next level. Some people call it consciousness. Some people call it mindset, awareness, hoo-hoo, whatever it is, you better get with it, because everything is changing around us at warp speed. And so what we need to do is not grapple with it, not rage against the machine, but learn to immerse ourselves, learn to get comfortable and relaxed in who we are and who we aspire to be. I'm going to talk to Anita about that and a whole lot more. Welcome to the show. How are you, Anita?
I'm very well, and thank you for having me, April. This is actually quite an honor and really excited to be here. A
Well,
little
I'm excited
nervous,
to
I'll
have
be
you.
honest with you, a little nervous, but excited.
Don't be nervous, again, because you're just having a conversation with me and about 90,000 other people.
That's true, yes. I just don't see them.
That's
They're
all
all
right.
naked, right? They're all
They're
naked.
all naked, absolutely. And you know what? They're all energy and frequency. And
You're
that
right.
is what you are connected to. And that is what you're going to resonate with. So tell us
That's
a little bit
exactly right.
about you, Anita, and how you show up in the world.
Well, I show up in the world in a very unique way because when I was 21, I actually had a skydiving crash and had a
Ooh.
near-death experience. And most of us have had some sort of trauma in our growing up or something that's caused challenges. Well, so there's no point in going into all of that because we all face issues. We all face challenges. For me, my challenges were enough to say I didn't want to be here anymore. And so it took a long time to learn that I actually died in that experience because my whole life changed after the skydiving crash. I became completely opposite to what people knew.
Okay, so wait a minute. I want to dial back because you said let's not talk about it. We got to talk about it. Everybody does not survive a skydiving crash.
That's true.
And
Well, I was ill for the week prior in bed. I was young, 21, working minimum wage. So $100 37 years ago was a lot of money. So
mhm.
I decided I'm going anyways. I signed the waiver saying I was healthy. And on the way down, I think I froze when I was supposed to be pulling strings all the way and this and that. And so my chute didn't properly brake its system. And so I was still picking up wind as I hit the ground. But I didn't realize that I had died at the time. It wasn't revealed to me until I was actually mentally, emotionally, and spiritually capable of receiving that information.
Mm,
But I
mm.
actually got thrown into a completely different reality, one very opposite my upbringing. And so I was really ended up being quite alone and away from my family and friends.
Did you have like amnesia, and did you not remember your
I
I guess
remembered my people. I remembered my family, but I feel that I was living out of my body. So I was really hooking into the more spiritual aspects of life. I
right.
met people that were more like that, and I dove into a real deep cycle of learning and understanding the bioenergetics from a spiritual perspective. Going to
I
boot
say
camp.
this I say this with respect. Were you on some heavy medication too?
No.
Wow.
No.
Did you have a lot of broken bones or?
I had broke three pieces in my left leg, but I didn't have anything else looked at. They just slapped a cast on me and sent me on my way. It wasn't until years later that I discovered that I had like my C1 was 6 or 7 degrees out one way, C2 was 2 degrees out the other way. So I was walking imbalanced. And through the course of the last 37 years, my focus for me has been alignment, which has unfolded my system that I created, Embody Energetics, to help me become embodied again, because I was living out of body. Some might say I was disassociated. I mean, we could pick all sorts of different words to say that I wasn't connected to my body. And
Okay,
so
I get that, but how did that impact your life? I mean, were you speaking light language? Were you seeking a higher consciousness? Were
I
you
was
going
seeking
into
higher consciousness. Yeah.
okay? Because
I
I
start,
mean, you know what? You know that there is a God.
oh
You have
yeah.
to know that there is a God
Yeah.
if you land on that ground and wake up after
Truly.
you
Truly, I
know,
mean, you can call it what you will, higher power, all that is, energy, God. It's the same thing. We all speak of it and it moves through all of us. And
right.
I started learning about how our focus, our emotions, how we imprint something actually changes our reality. And the more conscious we are of what we feel, what we think, what we believe, the more we're able to actually hone in on that to create reality. But we have a lot of unconscious baggage that we tend to push away as society. The
Well,
typical,
we also have the subconscious mind that people have not even been introduced to.
absolute, many people haven't. Yes,
And a
very
lot
true.
of people fear that because they're dealing with the frontal lobe.
Yes.
And
And they
that is where you process information that you're receiving from the back of your brain.
absolutely, right through the reptilian brain. The frontal lobe is people, places, things, times, and events. When I went to the ramp, the School of Enlightenment, we were learning techniques to disassociate or disconnect from people, places, things, times, and events. So we were in the moment and focusing on reality, bringing all our energy into that one spot so that we would create from that consciousness and disconnecting from all of the external noise, if you will. But even when you disconnect from the external noise, there's still that internal noise, like you said, the subconscious that we're not aware of. So I have subliminal audios and the help reprogram the things we're not aware of to help bring to the surface and release those things that keep us from moving forward.
Now, let me ask another question. Okay, so you find this, for the lack of a better term, alternative reality. And I say alternative reality because it's not what a person that had not been through this experience, a near death experience, or chronic illness, anything they had not experienced. So I call it an alternative
Yep,
reality. All right. So when you come to this awakening, you were a travel consultant, correct?
correct.
Okay. So you were already aware of different locations and times and spaces and energy. I get all of that. But how did you put these two together to create the program that you have now?
I think it was with all the different courses I was taking, I was starting to feel that this knowledge should be shared with people. I should be able to teach people what I know now. I've already spent thousands upon thousands of dollars being this kind of healer and that kind of healer and this kind of understanding. And I wanted to be able to share it with people. It's actually taken me 10 years to actually build this system. The first time I built it, it was incomplete because I was incomplete. I wasn't in my body fully. I wasn't in my lower body. I wasn't running my my base, my sacral chakra, my solar plexus. My legs were not working. I'm working now on being fully embodied. And so once I started doing that, then I recognized there were components missing. You can't just do the spiritual thing. You can't just exercise. You can't just eat your way there. You
Mhm.
have to do it all. Each aspect requires different focus. You have mental issues, you have to work mentally. You have physical issues, you have to work on them physically. So I recognize that certain things helped in certain ways and other things didn't. And so when I combined everything, I started seeing greater results, stronger and long-lasting results. And I purchased two different systems to help me build my system.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about, not going into the intellectual property, but tell us a little bit about your system. And also, when you are not facilitating with your clients, are these tools that they can have in their arsenal that they can pull back on and continue to use them and thrive?
Absolutely. So the system itself is 12 live sessions with me where there is non-tangible work being done. I'm very skilled and adept at moving through energy and disconnecting things that no longer need to be there. Plus, within that, there's instruction in each session. We start at the base, basically at the feet, and work our way up from each week. They learn different tools and techniques for calm mindset, for breathing, for activation. Each center, each chakra, I have audios, three different kinds of audio, video, and subliminal. Plus, I have two subliminal audios. One is wellness alignment and one is prosperity consciousness, and all those audios they take with them, they keep. And so when they start feeling, let's just say someone came to me but their major issue was prosperity, but we worked on everything, so now they go away and all of a sudden they start feeling a little needy. Oh, I'm starting to feel a little tight financially. They just throw on that prosperity audio and it starts to realign anything that
So they start to re-engage and realign
they start
themselves.
to realign. So anything that is making that little insecurity with them comes to the surface, and then they have the techniques to breathe through and release any emotions that are coming up so that they can just continue down the road. They don't need me necessarily. Some are calling to do a little bit of extra energy work, but the tools are enough for them to move forward on their own because the information is out there. It's just I've set it up nice and cleanly so that there's a system to follow. So you're not floundering and poking holes in the mass information of the internet. It's very
What's been
isolated.
your reception by people? I mean, and I say this, okay, I say this as an observer,
Mm.
not as a critic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but people can say this is kind of far-fetched, and
Mm-hmm.
I could
Yeah.
go and I could go and get my tarot read, or I could
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
have I could go be with a Reiki master. What
Yeah.
if I want to work with Anita?
Well, if you go get your tarot read, you will get a potential reading of you in that moment. And that's it. What do you do with it? Okay, so some tall, dark, and handsome supposed to show up. If I stay in this vibration, okay, then I go home and hope. I go to Reiki. I go for a moment. I have a little Reiki session. Great. I feel fantastic. 3 weeks down the road, I feel shitty again. What do I do? I've not been given any skills, any tools to self-regulate, to self-adjust. So I'm through the course, I do energy work because I've taken numerous healing modalities and I've come to a very specific way of disconnecting us from our stuff and bringing us into our neutral state. Plus, I'm sending you away with information and tools, techniques, and knowledge so that you can take care of yourself and that you don't need someone. So that when you come up to a hiccup or a challenge, you can look through your stuff. Oh, I'll play this chakra today, or I'll play this audio today, or I'll listen to this today. I'll do this breathing technique today, clear out my head.
Mhm.
And these tools allow you to be self-regulating, independent, and on top of your own experience and not having to constantly reach out in neediness, fix me, help me, because
Right.
nobody can fix you. They can only provide you with an experience to show you your potential. A
Mm.
Reiki master or any other healer will bring you into your pure potential. I'm not saying they're not good at what they do. We all we facilitate your purity. Then it's up to you. But if you don't do anything once you leave that session, then what?
Right.
I go through a system and teach you so that you don't have to come back unless you really feel the need.
Okay. How do people find you? I'm just saying, not on the internet. We'll get to that in a minute. But what I'm saying is, hey, I know somebody that, because this is something that I ran into and it pissed me off. I go to a networking meeting, right? And there's some women there that are energy healers, Reiki, whatever. I don't knock that. But don't come up to me and tell me, I can fix you, I can heal you. No, 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 no. Because that's an inside job.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm insulted because you think that
Yeah.
there's something that's wrong with me. Number two, there might be something that is exuding from me outwardly that is, that could be corrected. I don't need you to call me out on it. And number
No.
three, trust is huge. I wouldn't just tell a stranger, hey, go in my purse and get my keys. There is a level of trust because you are working with the most intricate part of me, my soul.
Yes. Yes. So
How do you
how
assess that?
I I actually have conversations with people to see where they're at. What are their issues? If they actually are saying, I've been really having trouble or challenges, I might ask, well, what have you been doing to mitigate it? And if they end up saying, lots of stuff and nothing happens, and then I offer, would you mind if I share something with you? This is what I do. That's a word conversation.
Right.
On the internet, it's a little different, but I really feel that it's about connection first and how we feel about each other and creating a bond of trust. And then if someone is open, I share what I see in that moment.
Okay. All
And
right.
then
That's
if they
fair.
want to work with me, then I say, then this is what we can do to move forward if you so choose. But it is definitely an inside job, and I always share that part.
Okay.
If you
And it's a, and
don't,
it's a soft shoe, okay, instead of a stiletto. I don't need you just stabbing right into me.
oh yeah,
I want you to again have this conversation, but be an active listener.
yes,
What I'm saying, because you can't do anything if you don't know what I know, and
yes,
I don't know what I don't know until I work with someone like Anita.
truly,
So
truly.
let's ask some fun questions. Now, where are you located in the world?
I'm located in the Pacific Northwest today. It's a very typical rainy, misty day. So
Ooh,
I'm up in Vancouver, Canada area.
beautiful there. If I came to visit you in Vancouver, where would you take me?
I would take you to the beach because I love the beach.
Okay.
I
All
love the
right.
waterfront. There's lots of beautiful waterfront for walking. We also have lots of nature. I would take you to some of the local mountain areas. We have so many beautiful outdoor spaces that I'm on the side, a tour guide. I drive privately. And I was telling some guest the other day, we have more than 50 kilometers or 45 miles of waterfront walkway that you can hike, bike, walk. It's really an outdoor person's space, treasure. It's a gem. It's a West
Absolutely.
Coast gem.
Absolutely. If you were an appliance in the kitchen, Anita, what appliance would you be?
I'm a blender.
I get a lot of blenders. Why are you a blender?
Well, I take what's out there and I combine it to create a new understanding that's digestible, easy to assimilate, and easy to use.
Wow. I'm
You
the
like that?
refrigerator.
Sorry?
I'm the refrigerator.
Oh, you've got all the ingredients.
I know. I just want to chill. Hell.
Oh,
I
I like that.
just want to chill out. If you were a flower in the garden, what flower would you be?
Oh, that's funny because I'm not really big on names, but the first flower that came up was a begonia, which is not really something I own. I prefer those big leafed ones like dahlias or
Oh,
gerberas.
okay. Those are beautiful
Yeah.
because they're full and they're vibrant and
Yeah.
they give energy. If you could time travel, go back to the past, stay here in the present, projectile to the future, where would you land?
I would actually land right here because I really feel that what I'm doing is impactful. And I'm really enjoying the fact that I finally, for myself, harnessed the understanding of what I need to do to create a good life for myself because it helped me step out of my victimization. I don't feel like I need to be somewhere else to be happy. I know how to be happy in here.
Mhm.
Nobody else does that for me.
Right.
And I've learned how to bring that about in myself. Even if I'm suffering in pain, it doesn't alter my mood or my joy. I might squeak a little because I'm suffering, but it doesn't change that I'm living a pretty happy life,
Well, that's
doing what
good.
I want to do.
Me, I got my jetpack on, honey. I'm going straight to 3,000.
3,000. You know, I
3,000.
must admit, I do love watching Star Trek. I'm very
I love it.
futuristic.
I
I
love it.
love them.
Because, but we are preparing for that now with artificial intelligence and
Yes,
robotics.
yes,
And people don't realize that we're in 5D.
we are.
We're at the portal right now. This is the age of Aquarius. Everything is in alignment, synchronicity, but we're seeing all of this come out. COVID, number
Yeah,
one, I think was a precursor. Look at
for
what's
sure it
happening
was.
here now, the devastation of the people in Florida. I'm afraid the Florida is going to break off into the ocean.
Yeah,
So
like they
it is
threatened California.
it's California. It's a lot going on in the world. And so what we need to do is to try to find some synchronicity, try to find some alignment, contentment, and be conscious. Everybody wants this mindset, but I found that, mindset sometimes can get you stuck because
Yeah,
you're so fixated on one particular thing that you are not expansive enough to absorb what's going on right now, transform that, and make it something different. If
exactly.
you were an animal, what animal would you be, Anita?
I'm a bear.
A bear.
A bear, yeah.
Bear.
I'm
Oh,
big
you
and
want to be a bear?
cuddly. I can run really fast in short distances. I have great
Oh,
sense of smell. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of bears too in Vancouver.
Yeah, there are actually two on the top of Grouse Mountain.
Oh, wow. Well, I would be a party animal.
Oh, I love
After,
that.
after I get finished chilling, I'd be a party animal.
I like that.
So, what do you want your legacy to be, Anita? How do you want to be remembered?
I think I want to be remembered for how I chose to present, show up, I guess, with conscious awareness and humility and just the compassion that I feel like I'm landing on now because I'm finding that a lot for myself and just choosing more to be connected in those ways
That's
for
beautiful.
assisting humanity and really becoming aware and aligning more with their greatness, their superhuman powers.
What would you say to a 25-year-old Anita Hafner? You had a conversation with her.
I had a conversation with the 25-year-old Anita Hafner.
Mhm.
I would tell her to start exercising because she neglected that and gained lots of weight, to start getting her head sorted and her mental state sorted and seek help because she refused that. And it ended up being a challenging life for her because of that. I feel that if you need help, you should seek it. I wanted to do it all by myself,
All
and
right.
that's why it took longer.
Well, as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
That's very true.
And you get it when you get it.
You're right.
Some people go through this whole life and never get it,
Clueless.
you
Yeah.
know.
And you
But
know, that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. It's just
right,
that's where they're at.
right.
I'm
And that
not
was their
here to
sole contract for this journey.
absolutely.
It was something that they did. There's something that all of us do, brains, that is impactful and insightful. Whether you are conscious of it or it's in your subconscious mind, seek it out. Ask the question, how can it get any better than this? And what else is possible? Bring me the highest and greatest good. I ask that every day, 2 or 3 times a day.
Lovely.
And my cup runneth over with abundance. But when your cup runneth over, understand that that overflow is to be poured into other individuals. You're not supposed to be selfish. You're not supposed to be greedy. There's only so much that you can have.
True.
Share that
Truly.
with other. Share that
Truly.
with other, and be appreciative. Anita got more than a fair share. She got more than grace. She got her life. after falling from an airplane, brains. That's not falling off the ladder, okay? That's not just, falling off your bicycle. That's falling thousands and thousands and thousands of feet from the air. And here she is to tell the tale, but not only that, to pour into others. Please, Anita, tell my brains how to get in contact with you. I'd love for them to work with you, talk to you, do a consultation with you, if nothing else, to do a little more soul searching and deep dive and learn gratitude and appreciation.
Well, thank you, April. I'm happy to offer a 30-minute free consultation. They can phone me at 604-839-0154. They can also email me. I think you can pop that up, hafneranita@gmail.com when you're ready. Those are the easiest access points. I do have a Facebook page, but some people are saying that they have trouble getting onto it because I was playing with the Facebook stuff and now it's some sort of professional mode. And so it's best to reach out to me privately if they want to work with me directly.
Right. Well,
I am working on a website as well, but that's an old one that I need to redo. So best to email.
Well, email her, go in, connect with her just maybe on your personal page if you're open to that, Facebook, but have the dialogue, have the conversation. You don't know what you don't know. And what are you afraid of? If it's not your jam, then don't spread it on your bread.
Exactly.
As simple as that.
Just say, well, not for me, thanks. On
yeah,
your own.
and again, she is not just she's not just a single phase. She's multi-level, multi-layered. She's done different modalities. So maybe if this one particular program is not in alignment with you, talk to her about the other skill sets, the other offerings that she has. Brains, let me tell you, don't play small. You're going to cut yourself off at the knees. There is so much that we don't know about life, about your next door neighbor, your friend, about self, about the subconscious mind. Please go in to On the Edge with April Mahoney and do some exploration. There's over 2,000 episodes, everything from soup to nuts. Love, laughter, hope, joy, redemption, resilience, all of that. And a lot of that you can find right next door. Thank you so much, Anita. You are the absolute best.
Thank you for having me.
And value you.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you taking me on today.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed being with you and speaking with you and in your community.
Well, come back and like I said, you don't be a stranger. This is home now. Because that's what I tell my brains is that this is not just an interview. This is a relationship. If you need me, I need you. We're supposed to reach out now. Okay.
Thank you. I want to just add to what you said, and awareness is absolute key because once you become aware of self and what's happening around you, you have more at your disposal to take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Right. All right. I love you guys. We'll take care of you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.